Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to Trail Talk. I'm Edie.
And I'm Mary.
And we are here live in our classroom studio at
right.
the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center right here in Duncan, Oklahoma.
2022.
Wow.
To ever think that name or that year? That just seems like it was decades in the future.
Million years. I can remember thinking how old I would be when the year 2000 rolled around. And then I never thought that I would ever get any older. I never thought about my age beyond that. And that was 22 years ago.
I know.
Dang.
I know it. We don't have the flying cars.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
We've already passed the Back to the Future date.
Yeah.
That's how far in the future we've got.
Yeah, exactly. We've got electric cars,
Right.
and stuff like that, but nothing flying yet. Let's see what happens in the next 22 years.
We'll revisit that.
I ain't gonna be here in 22 years doing Trail Talk. I don't
We'll
think.
revisit that.
Exactly. Well, as you can see, we're going to talk about New Year's goals and resolutions. And I know this might seem a little bit redundant, but I think it's kind of good to kind of hash out and talk about some things. Everybody, whether you admit it or not, everybody makes some kind of resolution.
Whether they voice it or not.
Yes, somebody has something in the back of their mind that they're going to change.
Tried to work on or something.
Agreed. Or just improve or like take some adventure, go do something completely different than what they have ever done before. And so we're just going to kind of talk about that, and we have some good tips on how to maybe make those things actually happen. So if you haven't made some kind of resolution,
there's no rule that says you have to have them all down and documented by January 1.
Exactly. Take these steps on how to achieve some goals. And
maybe make it easier to achieve.
Exactly. It won't be so foreboding maybe to you, because I know that's a lot of times I've just gone, I can't do anything different. I'm not even gonna try.
Well, sometimes you make those resolutions that are so drastic. You're just like,
exactly.
You just can't.
Yeah. Well, the first thing we're gonna look at is these are the top 10 New Year's resolutions,
like family feud type.
Exactly. Yeah. The audience said, okay, exercise more. Okay, I've made that one before.
It might as well just stay on mine.
Exactly. Yeah. And then see, that's the point I reached. Okay, that's always on my goal. So
it's not really a resolution.
Yeah. And so it's not even new anymore.
It's just a lifestyle.
I guess so. I mean, it's always it's like it's out there, but I'm justifying that I exercise enough, I think is what I guess.
There you go.
Lose weight. There's another one. Yeah, people are always saying that. Get organized. Now, I am going to say that over all the years of New Year's resolutions, I don't think I've ever.
That's not ever been on your list.
It's not ever been on my list. I mean, I think I have tried to get more organized for like a certain compartment of my life, but I have never said, I'm going to make my life more organized. To me,
that the label maker
is way too daunting. My husband has a label maker. Now, this is his cup of tea, and I'm just kind of not that. So I just kind of
you're the yin to his yang.
Exactly. There we go. Learn a new skill or a hobby. That this is actually, well, I guess I'll call it that. This is kind of one of mine for this year, because we want to take this trip. And so we want to try to learn French.
Oh, new language.
Yes, a new language. Now, we tried it once before, and we were not committed at all to learning this language.
Now, are you trying the same method that you tried before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try the same method. And who knows, maybe we'll do some other things too. Abby uses like Duolingo. and she's learned some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I always hear, was it Babbel?
Babbel, yeah,
advertised
I've
a
seen
lot.
those too.
Mhm.
Anyway, all the things I've tried are free though, and I
Yeah,
think
you
to-
only get so far. on
yeah,
those.
to really bring it home.
To really get French, you gotta
Yeah.
pay that $29.95.
Yeah, so I don't know, but that's kind of my thing. Live life to the fullest. I feel like that is way too broad.
It is too broad, but for some people, that might be a big thing for them.
Well, that's
You know,
true.
that might be something that,
Mhm.
you know, maybe they're really sheltered or afraid of everything, and maybe,
Yeah.
you know, something that you and I do daily, that might be something totally out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, now I know that like, well, you know, because things have been shut down so
Mhm,
much,
mhm.
living life to the fullest might mean something different now
Oh, yeah.
than
for
it
sure,
used to.
For sure.
Because living life to the fullest could mean spending more time, quality time with people
Mhm.
that you weren't able to spend quality time with, you know, because
Before.
of isolations
Right.
and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, that's a good thing to
Mhm.
always do. Save more money, spend less money.
That's like always online
Yeah,
too.
mine is spend more money, save less money. I know Kevin's not gonna see this, so I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm gonna spend way more money this year. Sorry, honey. Just kidding. Because every year he says, okay, we're gonna sit down, and we're gonna kind of go over things and
Mhm.
we're gonna, you know.
Has he ever
put-
sat down and said, okay, Edie, you can go crazy?
No,
No.
he's
no.
never said
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know,
But
30 years later, we're still working all that out.
okay.
Okay, quit smoking. Now that resolution, I say power on to anyone who is trying to do
It's
that.
hard.
That
It is
is
hard.
a toughie,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say every one of our little tips, if you're trying to do something super hard like quit smoking,
Mhm.
jump on these tips
Right.
and see if you
Well,
can
and now
get
there's so
through.
many different outlets to help people
Yes.
quit that. I don't,
In
there's-
Oklahoma,
there's a
TSET,
hotline. Yeah,
that
yeah.
TSET
And I
hotline.
believe they
that's-
give you like the patches or
Oh,
gums or
they
counseling
do.
and all kinds of things that are offered through that.
Yes, that is true. And so
Mhm.
there are a lot of helps out there. I
Right.
know it's such a hard thing to
Mhm.
kick. Spend more time with family and friends. This is actually on my list this year.
Just to make
Also-
more time and spend more time with
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Travel more, that is on my list for this
Mhm.
year, and read more. I have never had read more. I have to say read less. Bailey's shaking her head.
Bailey's another avid reader.
I am so bad about picking up a book and starting it, and I love fiction. And so I just get so caught up in it that I find myself, I'm cooking, you know, I'm stirring and
You're
I'm
multitasking over there.
I cannot put a book down. I am
Really?
not disciplined at all to just like read a chapter before I go to
Mhm,
sleep. No, I
You
can't,
gotta see it all
because
the way through.
if I can do that, then I'm not interested in the book enough to even if I have to read a chapter a night, I
Then
might
it's
as
just
well.
not enough for
No,
you.
I lose interest.
Yeah.
I'm just not,
I went through a spell there for a while where I was reading books, but
Uh-huh.
then it just got to the point where it was hard for me to find, I guess, that next book that I was interested in. Because
right.
I'm one of those too, that if I'm not
Yes.
interested in it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like,
I
I saw
read
5 pages and I couldn't tell you what at all is
Yeah,
going on.
Yeah, I read a series one time and I got so sucked into it that I was watching the news for updates on things that were happening in the books. It was like I had crossed over and was living in.
You were,
this-
you couldn't separate reality from fiction
Oh,
there.
man, and my kids were kind of little. My kids all lived to be adults, so it wasn't that I completely neglected.
They're running around with dirty diapers. And
I said, Kevin, don't buy me any more of these books. I have to stop. I have to walk
You knew
away
your
from
limit
it. Yeah.
there.
So read less has been one of the things that I've had to do. But reading is great. It's something everyone should do. So what, have you ever had like a New Year's resolution that it seems like a crazy one, but like you feel like you like really stuck to it?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say, I don't think I've ever stuck to a resolution. As sad as that might be.
It's confession time.
It is. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Now, I might have stuck with it for several months,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
and then eventually, you know, whatever it was, either
Yeah.
quit or went back to the way it was before.
Yeah.
But I mean, several of these have always, I mean, these are just like exercise more, lose weight, get organized, you know,
Yeah.
all of those for me are just daily
Ongoing
things,
things,
you know,
yeah.
but.
One time I said that I was not going to replace the toilet paper the whole year.
Someone,
Someone,
you always had go in there and,
and it's empty.
and even though it's sitting right there for people to feel it.
Yes, yeah.
Get that.
So that was my New Year's resolution. Some people in my family got a little put out with me about that
Yeah.
because I'm, well, you know, they're
Protesting.
one of the tips that to make sure you see it through is that you tell other people so they
Mhm.
hold you accountable.
Accountable, right?
And so I told other people and it was not the greatest thing, but I stuck to my guns until the other people in my
Remember
house
Mom's resolution of 20.
started changing out their own toilet paper
Well,
roll.
yeah.
Yeah, because you know, there's nothing worse than getting a text
Mhm.
message.
Oh, a
I
text
need
message.
toilet paper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that might be too much information, but it was
But,
one of
you
my
know.
favorite New Year's resolutions ever.
Sounds like it worked.
Yeah, it was good. I stood my ground. So okay, so let's look at some of these tips that we have. Now, honestly, these are not things that Mary and I came up with,
Mm-mm.
but they are things that I have I have done before to help me achieve a goal.
Right.
And you know, that's kind of what a New Year's resolution is. You're just setting a new goal for yourself and
To improve upon yourself or
Yeah.
something.
and why not pick January 1st as a date to do it? But like you said earlier, you can start
Oh,
that
yeah.
anytime.
But January 1, that's like the restart button for everybody in the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. So the first one is be realistic. I mean, you know, don't say something crazy like, I'm going to, well, I know AJ's resolution one year was that he was going to grow to a certain height.
Oh, he can control that, huh?
you know.
AJ, I didn't know you had that kind of skill.
Yeah. So see, that was not a realistic
Right,
goal.
right.
But I mean, of course he grew because
Mhm.
he was like in high school or junior high or whatever.
Right.
And so naturally he grew, but you know, don't make those kinds of goals. You know, I'm going to increase my income
Mhm.
by
Or lose 100
whatever.
pounds in 2 weeks. you
Right.
know.
Yeah. Things like that. Be realistic about your goals. And like this, like don't say I will never
No.
do this or I will always do it.
That's just setting
Using
yourself
those-
up for failure.
Yeah, exactly. Using those kinds of words that,
Mhm. Yeah, stay away from that.
and it always makes it feel like when you slip up that,
It's just like game
yeah,
over.
yeah, exactly. And don't make your commitment for the whole year. Go a week at a time.
Mhm.
And pretty soon you can look back and you're like, oh my goodness, I did this for 3
Mhm.
weeks in a row.
Right.
And then you start getting that momentum and you know, it
Right.
it can carry you through. And you know, even if you make your commitment just for 1 week and you keep going, you can say, oh, you know what? I liked what I did last week.
Mhm.
I'm going to do that again this week.
Mhm.
And you know, just kind
Just
of
continue on.
yeah. Or this was a good one. I make a declaration too. Instead of saying, I resolve to do this, I am going, make it like well, kind of like AJ. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna grow 10 inches this year or whatever, even though that's not real. But it doesn't matter. What matters is how much you want to do that thing. So being realistic is, you know, make sure it's something that you really want to do,
Right.
which kind of takes us to the next one, which is plan ahead.
Right.
Don't wake up on New Year's Eve and say, oh, I
no.
need to make a list of resolutions
Yeah.
today, because you
No.
may not be feeling on New Year's Eve what you've been feeling for
Well,
the rest
yeah.
of the year.
I mean, you just don't, and to plan ahead, I mean, you don't want to just say, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this, and then
Yeah.
the next day you're like, I don't really want to do that one.
Yeah, exactly. Give yourself some time to think about some
what
of
you
the
want to
things.
do,
Yeah.
improve upon.
And
And don't
why?
give, not too many. There's no reason to have a list of 45 different resolutions.
Yes, that is exactly right. And it takes, like, you can't just flip a switch.
No,
You have to look at the steps it's going to take to get to that
right,
and understand that those are the things that have to change.
in order to achieve that goal.
Right, right. So, planning ahead, if you think about all those little parts that it takes to get there, that kind of helps you set a realistic, like the first one,
Right.
a realistic goal.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so these next ones I really like. I'm kind of a list maker, even though I can't always find my list because
This
organization
makes another list.
is not my real strong suit. But outline your plan. Make a literal list, pros and cons, and do something that you can call a friend, and say, look, or give that your friend your list.
Accountability, yeah, it's a big thing.
Absolutely. If it's written down, this said a study from a university in California concluded you were 42% more likely to achieve written down goals.
I mean, that's a huge percentage.
Yeah.
A huge percentage.
That is a lot, a big increase in that change that you're looking to make. And then also create a vision board. Now I'm not big on that sort of thing, but some people are. It reminds me of a Hallmark movie where this girl has made her vision board for her wedding, and so she can see all the things, how she wants it to be. But I mean, in a way that could be very helpful for you to have
something to visualize.
Yeah, some of the things that you really want. And if it's that important to you, that means that you're realistic about it. You've planned ahead enough that you've planned it all out, and have these pictures and have this vision, especially if you're a visual person. Then putting it down on paper and making that vision board might be the answer. And then talk about it. And this is where the accountability
comes into play, right?
If you, so many times, like if you say it out loud, I think that's what some people make resolutions.
Just internally.
Yeah. And they keep it to themselves. And then if they don't see it through, nobody else knows.
Right.
And so that makes it a lot easier for you to give up.
And just say, forget it.
Yeah. So some people surround themselves with a group, and everyone, it's like this little group of people, and everyone knows.
Right.
And so everyone is helping.
Or they might have a similar resolution, and they all, work with one another and in the group to help everybody achieve that goal.
Yeah. And if it's change your diet or whatever, then go shopping together, go grocery shopping together.
Or do a meal prep Sunday,
get
together and
that's
those kinds of things.
That's a fun idea. Or if it's do some workouts, get that friend to be your workout partner.
Right. It's always it's a lot easier to not go do something like working out whenever it's just you. Then you just but if your friend's calling and you're like, all right, let's go, then it's hard to say, oh no, an excuse after excuse.
Oh, right, exactly. Also, like if you were wanted to save money, if you have a friend who's really good at saving money, like my daughter Abby, she could really help her brothers.
Abby is the one to see on that.
She is the one to go to. But I mean, seriously, that's probably why Kevin and I he's pretty good at keeping records and saving money and stuff. And I'm just not as much, but have that person in your life that you could say, okay, help me budget.
Right.
Making a
some
budget
people just can't. Some people, it's just a really hard thing for them to do.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, get those people around you. Okay, the next one is reward yourself. Now that does not mean you lost 5 pounds, so go to McDonald's and have yourself a Big Mac.
Right.
But it could mean, okay, I'm going to reward myself with something that is like what my goal is. Like if my goal is to lose weight, then let me buy something a smaller size, or something, a new workout. outfit or whatever.
Right.
Or
He's
maybe
funny.
just go spend some time with someone,
Mhm.
just let yourself take a day off
Right.
of working out
Right.
or whatever. And anyway, there are a lot of ways you can reward yourself that don't,
Break that cycle
Yeah,
or that
yeah,
resolution.
yeah, where the next morning you wake up and go, I just blew it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyway, reward yourself. And I feel like that encourages you to keep going.
Right, it does. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, even though grown adults, like kids, you give them a sucker with their star,
Mm-hmm.
everybody likes to get
Yeah,
rewarded.
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
We all do.
And okay, track your progress. I think that is, so that means you probably should make a resolution that has a tangible way of,
Monitoring your,
your
keeping
progress.
track of it somehow.
Yeah, like learning this language. Well, I better be better at it, and see,
spelling tests.
my problem is that I'm going to want to see results fast. And I need to pace myself and
Right.
realize
it needs to absorb and
yeah,
sink in.
yeah, I didn't learn Pig Latin overnight, so I'm probably not gonna learn French overnight. So, but seriously, you just find a way that you can track it, that you can, so that you can mark some kind of progress and keep yourself
And that's kind of like
encouraged.
the reward. I mean,
Well,
that way
true.
you can say, hey, I started here, but look at how far I've come in 3-4 weeks, months, whatever.
Right, and for some people, that progress might be all the reward you need.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, don't beat yourself up. I think this is where the bottom falls out, is you get down on yourself and then you just throw your hands up in the air. I mean, I've done this over and over.
Yeah.
Throw my hands up in the air and then I'm like, why even try?
Yeah.
Why
What's the
even
point?
try? Yeah.
Why? I mean,
I'll just carry my little French to English dictionary with me. I really do want to try to learn to speak French. I know
You need to
I
get
won't
her a
be fluent,
beret.
but yeah. Yeah, maybe if I dress up,
That's right.
a little,
Espresso.
yeah, oh, yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. A what? Oh, yeah, yeah.
The French
Some
bread?
French bread, a baguette,
Baguette.
carry around a baguette. And
Maybe
I mean, no offense to anyone out there.
No,
I am just
no.
trying to think of surrounding myself with things that would,
Keep her motivated
yes,
to.
influence me to continue on. Just be better today than you were yesterday at whatever it is you're trying to achieve or change.
And that's progress.
That is progress.
That is progress.
That's right.
You're not always gonna see that's progress.
Yeah. And if you can't do some self-talk, some encourage
Motivational.
yourself, that's another reason to go to those friends
Mhm.
who are there to help you.
Talk you
That's,
up.
and that's another reason to say it out loud.
For the motivation.
Yes, exactly. See, these things are all working hand in hand here. Stick to it. Stick
That's hard.
to it. Yeah. Experts say it takes about 21 days for an activity to become a habit and 6 months for it to become part of your personality.
Yeah. So guess what? It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
No change happens overnight.
Yeah.
Or permanent change.
21 days. And I mean, that sounds, okay, that's 3 weeks. Surely I can do something for 3 weeks.
Right.
You seriously have to maybe,
Commit.
yeah. I remember one time, we were part of this challenge to do like I think they called it like a Daniel diet or something. Anyway, it was
Have a
like,
diet plan.
yeah, it was no meat, no processed sugar, no processed flour. It was like whole grain,
Vegetables and fruit.
vegetables, fruit. You could have like maple syrup and things like that were, or like not maple syrup, but like
Honey.
agave or honey, things like
Natural
that were a
things.
natural sweetener. Just things like that. And man, for a while, that was so hard. But then it was probably about 3 weeks into it. Kevin and I were really rolling on it, I mean, we were
You're
like,
not
hey, this
into it.
is, this
Right.
is really, this is not so bad. It's just, but it took, and I can remember sitting down to eat something and like reaching over and grabbing a potato chip or something and actually eating it and then thinking, oh my gosh,
What did you do?
but then I I just said, that's okay. You
Mhm.
just made one, I just
Right.
quit thinking
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
for a minute. And so then I focused again,
Mhm.
but anyway,
Hmm.
it was yeah, it did take a while for it to become a habit.
Right, right. Well, yeah,
So
and I bet stuff tasted different after that too.
it did. It was kind of it wasn't too bad of a thing.
Right.
I kind of liked it, honestly, but anyway, keep trying. Here's another one of those things. If you fail, it's okay. You just failed
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Just push that
pick
reset
yourself
button.
back up and go for it.
Go again.
Mhm. That's not like you're starting from -7 or,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
from
exactly.
underneath, you just had a little slip up.
Yeah. You ate a potato chip
Yeah.
and you
You
just
drank a
think-
soda.
yeah,
or-
just
Yeah.
keep on going.
Yeah, yeah.
And
exactly.
because you are gonna have to put effort into it.
And you're gonna have to be able to forgive yourself too for
True.
those slip ups.
True.
And not say, oh, well, there it goes, you know, there it goes 4 weeks down the drain.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you've done 4 weeks worth of work. That one little potato chip isn't gonna.
exactly.
Such
I mean, just hang in there. And then the last thing, make it fun. Don't make it a drudgery. I mean, this is my big thing about, you know, doing something different or making a change. I just always want it to have some kind of upside, something that
Mhm.
makes me smile.
But you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, I'm like, there is absolutely no reason for me to do something that makes me
Yeah.
unhappy.
None.
I
None at
need to
all.
be able to enjoy these things.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, make sure you make it fun. Don't make it a ball and chain because you will
It will
never.
not work.
Yeah, you will never, all those little changes that need to happen to get you there, you'll never make
No,
it.
no, just do it gradually
Mhm.
or go
Yeah.
out a different way or something.
Yeah.
You know, if it's totally miserable.
Yeah,
for you.
for sure. If you want to exercise more and the thought of a workout class or weights or
Mhm.
whatever just makes
Right.
you, then what is it that you like to do that's physically active? I mean, do you like to play tennis? Do you
Right.
like to play golf?
Basketball.
Yeah, do you have a pet?
Yeah,
Do you
can you
like
walk
to?
a dog? I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, there are so many different ways you can be active that
Mhm.
doesn't have to feel like
it
exercise.
doesn't have to be like the Jane Fonda. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
As
Some
long as you're-
structured
right.
workout.
As long as
plan.
you get your heart rate up and you know you're continuously doing it. And
Yeah,
it's not just for 2 or 3 minutes, you know, you have to have a sync or a certain amount of time devoted to do it, but
right. But I mean, just come up with something that doesn't make you feel,
like, oh, it's
Yeah.
almost 4 o'clock.
yeah, I gotta
Oh,
go to
no,
work
I got
now."
15 more minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are all kinds of ways that you can make it fun. So anyway, I know, like I said, these are things you probably have considered, but it's always good to hear it
We
again.
voiced it.
Yes.
We said it out loud.
We said it out loud and we want to encourage you. Maybe you have a resolution of visiting museums this year.
I know of one.
I do too, and it's a fun place. That's why I like to work here so much. Come see us at the
It is
Chisholm Trail
fun.
Heritage Center. We are now open Monday, 7 days a
7
week,
days a week.
right? We're open from 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and 1 to 5 on Sunday.
Correct.
We have all sorts of things that we,
Is it the second Sunday that's senior Sunday? I believe seniors get in for free.
yeah, one Sunday a month is
Mhm.
Senior Sunday, and so senior
Military.
adults, yeah, military, we have military
Mhm.
discounts, or
Mhm.
they're free.
Mhm.
They're
I think
family
active is
discount.
free.
Active military is free with their family.
Active military
go.
is free with their family. I mean, we've got a lot of, and plus, I mean, we're not unreasonably priced.
No.
Was it, how much is the,
I believe $6 for
Yeah.
an adult, $5 for senior citizen. No, 4 for
For-
seniors, 5 for
Adults.
kids.
Yeah, kids, sorry. And then 4 and under is free.
And if we mess up any
Yeah,
information, it's on the
yeah.
website.
It's on our website.
but hey, next
We don't usually do that
Next
part.
Next Thursday on Trail Talk, we're gonna be visiting with Julie McKinney, who's on the board
Oh,
here.
Julie.
And she's gonna be going over events, and we'll have all of that information
Mm-hmm.
for you. 252-6692 is our phone number here.
And
So if you wanna call,
yeah.
you can get, whoever answers
Information.
the phone will give you accurate information. not being very accurate
know.
right now.
Well, we do have a new program that we're starting. Well, our cowpokes and brushstrokes.
Oh,
starts
yes.
This coming Monday, I
On
believe.
Monday, yes.
And we're actually
kicking off
starting
our
off
new-
the new Wranglers.
Yes, which is an art program for older kids. So
Mm-hmm.
Cowpokes
5 and up.
is for kids who are 2 to 4.
Mhm.
And we have art projects, a story time, songs. We do super fun things.
And it's only like 30 to 45 minutes
yeah,
every Monday.
on Mondays,
Mm-hmm.
it starts at 1:45 to 2:30.
Mhm.
And then during that same time, the Wrangler program is for kiddos who are 5 and up.
Mhm.
And they are going to have some really fun art projects to do. So while we step out with the little guys to do our story time, that art project, they'll get to continue on. So they'll have 45 minutes of art going
Right.
on with them. So it's going to be a really fun time. The Wrangler program is brand new. So we
brand
hope
new.
we have some people who are
Yep.
interested. But if you want to know more about that or want to sign
them.
up for it, enroll, go to our website, the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center. You can find information on our Facebook page,
Mhm.
the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center, or you can call us here at 580-252-6692 and we can answer your questions.
Get you enrolled and do it all over the phone.
Yeah, and it's 8 weeks.
It's 8 weeks, yes.
Yeah, so it'll be 8 weeks from 1:45 to 2:30
Mhm.
on Monday afternoons.
And we do offer a family discount this year, so if you have.
more than
I
one
believe-
child?
Yeah, I believe if it's 4 or more, it's a discounted rate.
Okay, for 4 more kiddos, you get a discounted rate.
We have a flyer posted on our Facebook page that gives that information.
Okay, yeah,
Perfect.
look at our Facebook page. You can get all that information there. So we are kicking 2022 off with a bang. And like I said, next Thursday on Trail Talk, we're going to give you a little sneak peek at all the fun activities we're going to have on the calendar for this year. Also, we have brand new artists who were
Yeah.
on Trail Talk yesterday.
New exhibit is up.
Yeah, Polly
Mhm.
Thurston and Kelly Yarborough, and
Right.
their art is fantastic. If you want to catch a little glimpse of it on Trail Talk, or if you want to come in here and see it for
firsthand.
yourself,
That's
yeah,
right.
you can do that. So anyway, thanks for joining us today, and we will see you guys next week.
That's right, next week.
Next Wednesday, we're going to be doing some vacay destinations
Mhm.
in the winter time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
All right, you
Yeah.
guys know what to do then, right?
that's right. Here we
Okay.
go.
Happy
Happy trails.